began to think, okay, what could be a container, a vessel, so I could plant my seeds, sort of like a fruit. You know, a fruit has a container and then the seeds inside. And so um, uh, Gatorade became that way for me, the creator, to ingest, or the participants in my work to take in that power, get that strength, and then be able to plant that seed and give back that strength in the bottle. Visually, I love the orange lids, and I love looking at how a culture, say, around the world adapts artistic practice, looking at like a calabash you know, out of a gourd and filled with seashells. You know, you think that's the traditional way that it's been practiced for hundreds of years. And now you can take a Gatorade bottle or a Fanta bottle, fill it full of BBs or rocks, and it still makes that sound, it still takes that function. So the element of using found and recycled materials, creating magic in the mundane, to say that, you know, yes, Gatorade bottles can be made magical and spiritual. I like that. Thinking about the world around us, everything has an energy field. It's a rock, a tree, a piece of art, and most importantly, I think art has a higher energy field, it has a higher resonance, like a soul. And each of these deities are sort of like the soul of my art pieces, and the resonance or the frequency of the energy the intention that I inscribe. I've gone around a lot in my work trying to figure out, do I want to be publicly present as one of the deities, or do I want to be, or do I want to, you know, pick and choose specific people that I think resonate with the specific work? And just recently on this trip to West Virginia, I found out that answer. I said, you know, it's sort of like I want to be that all-powerful, omnipresent energy that ties everything together. That's me behind the scenes, and I want my deities to be the souls or the energy of the specific works that I create. The work that we're doing here now, you know, part of the project of the Orchard of Life, this one is the hope and prayer part of it, and it's the first series. You know, let there be a hope, let there be a prayer. What are we to create? And so I picked Cal Isaac to be the deity, to tend the garden, to help bring these hopes into fruition, let them fruit and mature. And so his energy, when I first saw it, there was just a nurturing, tender energy, but also in a very powerful way. And so he's very spiritual. He reads a prayer book every day, writes down hopes and prays for wellness and health and happiness for many people. So what better of a person to embody the soul and the energy of prayer and hope, and so that's why choosing a deity, knowing their background, is important for me. The images that we chose and the sites are things that have been embedded in my mind ever since I was a child. I grew up in central West Virginia, here on the farm behind us, and I filled years of my life seeing and experiencing these sites, seeing the magic, seeing the awe, and it all makes sense for me as I'm creating and using materials from here, pulling from ideas that touch the world, but also back to my childhood spirituality and view of the world. It makes sense why I'm here. I was born in West Virginia, and now I can fully use my full life experience to really let it flow through me. The sites have memories of me catching crawfish, or sitting by a waterfall just listening and swimming in the cold mountain streams. And so that power and that sense of energy, that resonance, it's like, you know, for me it's powerful. And so being able to bring in a model, Megan Hanford, to represent the water deity, to me was just, you know, Megan Megan is a water deity, and you know, she's a creator goddess, god of water. Water creates all life, and being here on the farm allows me the distance and the comfort away from the world energy and the fast pace of New York, and it lets people know who I am, where I'm from, and what has formed me. And so, and I bring that in New York. You know, people can feel that and see that different aspect of the change and the progress of my life. I want them to feel. I want them to feel that resonance field that I've created, that soul, that energy. I want them to give a part of it. You know, we were talking about Wikipedia and how it becomes a product of the crowd. I want my work to become a product of people coming together and searching and wanting to be a part of something greater than themselves, and finding that hopeful, connective peace message in my work. And whether a person smiles or takes into account, like, this is something new, I never knew this could be considered art, but it's, you know, like, I'm using Gatorade bottles and old tree stumps, and it becomes the experience, what people remember, and what they leave behind and what they contribute to the project. It makes my work so much more, and this is like what I've been working towards, and I love just adding the talent and the vitality of human beings and their creative ability, and showing them they can create too, and they can you know, be so powerful, and make them feel like not so trapped or isolated or powerless. I'm all about empowering people to find their bliss and will their happiness and talents to the world. List of universalisms: time, water, fire, things that love, justice, hope, things that go around and have affected us as creatures on this planet, and affect every creature on this planet. And then I'm looking at also, like, well, what things allow to build a different future or are constructive. And it was really hard for me because there's so many things, and I'm paring them down. And it became a point to where I was like, look, I can't overthink this. I just have to, like, impulsively go with you know, certain ones that I'm drawn to, and just say, okay, I'll understand this better 6 months, a year from now, and just keep going with it right now, and not try to overthink it, and just have fun. This project's about fun, and for me, creating, sometimes when you're creating, it's like, you know, it's a lot of emotion, and this is a lot of emotion in a very pleasant, happy way for me, and I get to share. I love sharing.